Happy Monday, guys. Happy Monday. Happy Motivational Mishy Monday. I hope you guys have had a great first day of your work week. I'm going to do a little check-in. When I used to do these motivational things on Instagram Live, I would ask everybody the first, few questions, which is your check-in. And you can answer them in the comments if you'd like. Just let me know how you're doing. The first three things are, how are you feeling in this moment? Like right now, as you're watching this, how are you feeling? How did your day go overall? What were the things that made you happy? What were the things that made you sad, frustrated, angry? What are the things that made you contemplate your life? And three, what are the things that you need to get done this week? Or in fact, let's just even talk about today. What are the things that you still need to get done today, even at 8 p.m., like when the day is almost over? That last question can cause a lot of overwhelming feelings, especially when you've got lots of stuff ahead, like tomorrow or later in this week or in the months ahead. And so today we're going to discuss time management when you're feeling overwhelmed. And this topic was brought to you by my friend Jasmine, a talented artist in the Chattanooga community, and she's half of the music duo KidzinaKorner, aka KIAK, and you guys should go check them out. I'm gonna put their little @ somewhere in the, the video description in Instagram TV, and then also on Facebook. So yes, let's talk about this. So how do we manage time amidst being overwhelmed? There's a few tips for this, I think. Number one is an obvious one. Get organized. Get a calendar, use your phone calendar, get an app, do something in order to, organize your life. I personally need all the things. I need a physical calendar, which I've got my physical calendar right here with like all the dates and different things. I've got my calendar on my phone. I even got a calendar/planner on my phone. And I think this is a planner too. So get all the things you need to make sure you have your to-do list and the things that are important to you and like your goals and stuff. If you need to visually see it, get something visual, like if you need constant reminders, like alarms on your phone, get those alarms. Just get yourself organized and even like write out, maybe you get specific things done on certain days. For instance, my blog post, even though I haven't blogged in the past like week, I've been kind of busy this month, but normally I like every day I'm like working towards like my blog post being published, So like maybe Monday through Wednesday I'm writing, Thursday I'm editing, and then Friday I'm publishing. So like, get yourself organized in a way like that. Maybe you've got a project due in the next couple months, like get yourself organized and like what do you have to do each week before that art piece is created. So that's the second tip, actually. Amongst getting organized, you really want to break things down. Like, obviously, when you look at a goal, it's super overwhelming to look at something and be like, okay, this is huge. It's a lot of planning, a lot of details. Like, you want to, like, basically just, take it all in one bite, but really need to take small little bites because there's little things within a huge project that, like, could get done. So maybe it's the location or, the venue. Maybe it's the time. Maybe it's who's going to be there. Maybe it's invitations, whatever it is. Make sure you break it down, and break it down not even week by week, but day by day. I mean, some of these things, like you could do itty bitty little chunks of things. And when you get little things done, it makes you feel less overwhelmed, more accomplished, like you're actually, making some ground towards the end result. So break things down, get yourself organized. Number three, set up a time tracker. Now, my best friend Bria, who lives in California, and I miss her very dearly. Shout out, Bria. She actually suggested this to me because I was like, dude, I feel like I don't have enough time in the day. Sometimes you just feel like you're going from event to work to whatever every single day. And you're like, by the time like you get home and you still have other things to do, you're ready to go to sleep. You're just ready to eat, whatever it is. And so, my best friend was like, you definitely want to just utilize a time tracker. And that's basically just an Excel spreadsheet, put the date at the top and then go by either hour by hour increments. You could do 30-minute increments or even maybe 15-minute increments depending on your schedule. And literally write out everything you're doing within that time period. So if you're at work from 8 to 2 p.m., put work in there. But then if you've got like, maybe you were on Instagram from like, I don't know, 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock to 3:15, like put, okay, Instagram, or like, scrolling through Instagram. Maybe you spent that much time on whatever it is. Like that way you can visually see, okay, this is how I'm spending my time. What can I do to like cut things out. Obviously you can't cut workouts, so that's a priority, but like what are other things, like scrolling through Instagram, or you know, like sitting around, or like watching Netflix, whatever it is, what are those things on that time tracker that could be like, okay, instead of me doing that, I can like utilize that time to put this in there. And so yeah, utilize a time tracker. You probably, if you have an iPhone, you've got like the Numbers app. I usually delete that app, but it's actually really helpful. It's a spreadsheet app, so use that, use Microsoft Excel, whatever it is, and just set yourself a little time tracker. See how visually seeing how you utilize your time like really helps break down things for you. So that's like the time management part of it. I wanted to talk though about encouraging you when you're even overwhelmed. Like, let's talk about you being overwhelmed in the first place. Tip number 1 for being overwhelmed, like, make time for yourself. And this can be difficult, obviously. Like I said, use that time tracker. Put in, like, this is a priority, people. This isn't like a, maybe if this doesn't, like, I'll put some time in for myself. No, one of your priorities is to make sure that you put time in there for yourself, whether that be taking a bath, you know, reading your devotions. That always actually needs to be in there too. But like, you know, just taking time for yourself, like going for a walk, whatever it is, doing something for yourself, maybe just by yourself. That way, you know, you have room to breathe before you have to get back into the next event or activity or whatever it is. Also make sure you breathe, always. You always have to breathe. Oh, sometimes we get overwhelmed, we start to hyperventilate, feel like we got to get that paper bag, like you need to slow down and breathe. And so, tip number 2 is remember that it's okay if things don't get done on time or in the way that you thought they would. And I feel like that's a huge thing for me. I start to get really overwhelmed when I think of all the things I want to do and how I want them to get done in this time period. And if they don't get done in this time period, like I'm not going to be able to really do, like we get so overwhelmed thinking about all those things and how they're going to get done and if they're going to get done and when they're ever going to get done. And so just, again, breathe. And remember that it's okay. Just because you didn't get something done on the deadline that you wanted it to originally be doesn't mean that you're a failure, and it doesn't mean that you didn't work hard. Sometimes life just happens, like, especially if you're, you know, I mean, if you're, you know, trying to do this all on your own, you're just a person. If you're working with other people, they're just people. Like, people have other lives and other things going on. And so you want to remember that you're not a failure. It's okay. If you have to push something back, it's all right. If you have to readjust something completely, it's okay. Like, as long as you are okay and like, you know that like, I'm still going to get this done. It's not like a, well, maybe I'll just wait until, you know, like I get myself, like, no, like if you're going to get it done, you're going to get it done. It's okay if you have to push the date back, but get it done. You can do it. Remember that too. You can do it. I have some verses for the last few minutes of this video for you. Verses on anxiety and worry. Bible verses, yes. And so, Matthew 6, and I'm not going to read all of this, but like Matthew 6, 25 through 34 is like super huge. It's the huge, like, do not be anxious part of Matthew that everybody's like, oh yeah, therefore do not be anxious about your life, what you'll eat, what you'll drink, what you'll wear. Because isn't life more than food and the body more than clothing and all this stuff, and how God still provides for us. If he provides for the birds, he'll surely provide for you. So read that, Matthew 6, 25 through 34, because I'm running out of time. I can't read all of it. And Philippians 4, 6 through 7. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus our Lord. So, those are some verses for you. If you want more verses, please, you can look them up online, or you can ask me. I'm not a huge Bible expert, but I feel like I know my way around the Bible a little bit. But yeah, those are some tips on time management when you're overwhelmed, and some tips on when you're overwhelmed in general. Yeah. I feel like I'm always out of breath at the end of videos because I'm like, I only got 10 minutes. But I hope you guys got something out of this. If you want more tips, if you have tips of your own, please put them in the comments. If you have a topic you want me to talk about, put that in the comments. If you know, you just want to show me some love, put that in the comments. Like this video, put a heart around it. I love you guys. I've got less than 30 seconds. I hope you have a great rest of your week. You can do it. Don't be overwhelmed. Remember to breathe. And just remember that the Lord loves you and I love you. Bye, guys.